Tell All felt like the Mike pity party, and it made me want to scream at my TV in disbelief. Now, I'm far from being a Ximena fan, but don't let that confuse you. That doesn't mean I'm a Mike fan either. And what really annoyed me was the fact that everyone on that Tell All seemed to be anti-Ximena, yet not a single person was ready to hold Mike accountable for his actions.
I know this kind of woman like Ximena, and she's not gonna stop until she completely destroys him and there is nothing left.
I want to ask this question, is Mike being used by voodoo?
I mean, this is a good dude, and my heart is breaking for him right now.
Yes.
The Ximena backlash started even before they went out onto stage. While sat in the green room, the other cast members took their opportunity to have a pop at Ximena. All the while, her supposed boyfriend Mike, we'll get to that shortly, well, he just sat there, let them have their say, and it seemed to me like his main objective was trying to present himself as being innocent in all of this.
I feel what you're doing because we all are love blind at some point. But dude, I can tell you, with Ximena, everything was about her and not you.
Yeah.
Mike, can I weigh in a little bit?
Yeah.
Make sure that you're being treated right, because you're
That's
a good
all
man.
I care about. I will defend Mike. I think she did wrong, and she needs to admit to that.
Poor little Mikey, taken advantage of by this evil woman.
As Mike's got such a good heart, and I worry for him.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
My issue is her disgust, basically, on some of the things, and I was just like, dude, you're gonna live with this man. He's gonna toot. He's gonna burp.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
she
to
does
get
it
used
too.
to it.
You're supporting somebody for a whole year, and then you say you're not in love with them. You're like, bitch, why am I sending you money?
So Mike takes to the stage already knowing that everyone's going to be against Ximena.
I think I'm definitely gonna have to defend Ximena today.
And the person he's particularly worried about is Nelsie.
What I'm dreading is when Ximena sees Nelsie. I really don't want Nelsie to intervene in the relationship.
Now, right off the bat, Sean asks Mike, are you and Ximena back together? And when he confirms that they are, it comes as such a surprise that she has to go to Ximena to confirm it's true.
You guys had a terrible breakup, but now you are back together.
Yes.
As a couple. Ximena, is Mike your boyfriend? Are you back together?
And she also reveals they're planning some time away together so that she can check if Mike really has changed his habits. And if he has, then they might get married.
Vea, yo ahorita que esté en Cartagena, pues voy a ver qué es lo que me haya cambiado. Y seguiremos juntos hasta que nos casemos. O sea, espero que le haya cambiado sus cosas malas.
That leads to Yasmin, completely uninvited, deciding that she wants to share her thoughts on the situation.
I believe Ximena has been very bitchy toward Mike. Whatever reason she is with him is not love.
Which, being very honest, Ximena confirms is true. She doesn't love Mike. Hardly a surprise. We've known that all along.
No lo amo. Él lo sabe.
Mike, she's been honest to you, and she has said it that she doesn't love you.
Mike, presumably to get some sympathy here, acts like he doesn't know this, which, frankly, I refuse to believe. She's been quite honest about it multiple times now, and it leads to Ximena herself saying, Mike, stop crying, you know this, I've told you already.
No te pongas así, por favor, tú sabes que yo te quiero mucho, pero te necesito tiempo.
Now, seeing Mike's reaction seems to give the green light to his castmates to go ahead and protect poor little Mikey against the evil Ximena, and everyone wants their say.
What do you need time for? He's been there already. He's proved to you what a good person he is. I mean, this is a good dude, and my heart is breaking for him right now.
Yes.
Do you understand that a relationship is two ways? You're asking Mike to change all of this stuff about him, and all you can say is, I still don't love you.
What more can you want?
Even the likes of Usman, Johnny, Hamza, I mean, we're talking about people who have barely said a word all show, not to mention the fact that none of these guys are in strong enough relationships to be able to give relationship advice in the first place, but they all want their say, and it's all very much pro-Mike, anti-Ximena.
You need to run.
Can say how deeply Mike really loves you,
So from now on, do you want to really try to love him?
حب مايك حقيقي تمشي الفندق واللي يحب معناها بصدق ما يجرحش حبيبه.
Now she's still telling you today that she didn't love you. You need to just get out from this.
Now, all of this blind support for Mike actually raises an interesting question. How much of the series did the cast members get to watch before filming for the tell-all? Hear me out. That's a really important question because, from my own experience, the more I got to know Mike as his story progressed, the more I disliked him. At the start, I definitely felt like Mike was being taken advantage of and that he was in over his head with Ximena. I think most of us did feel that way. But attitudes really shifted during his second visit to Colombia. That's when the truth came out about how they met on a webcam site, how Mike wanted to pay for her, how he refused to leave her home, not to mention evidence of his nasty personal habits and proof that maybe Ximena wasn't over-exaggerating. And of course, there's also the issue producers have conveniently swept under the rug, the same issue they were forced to kick Alina off the show for, and that's allegedly, let me stress that word, allegedly racist social media posts coming to light. So my point is this, if filming for the tell-all happened while cast members didn't know about all of that stuff, then maybe you can understand why they're so protective over Mike. But I'm not sure that's the case. Listen to what Kim says here.
The fact that he's supporting her and the fact that she wouldn't let him think about those kids. I was so mad at her. I was like shaking. You went around your apartment and showed everything he bought for you. And then that last night, you couldn't even let him stay in the apartment that he pays for you? Damn. Mike, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You deserve so much better than that.
That scene that she's talking about, well, it didn't air until March. Remember, the tell-all was filmed in January. How would she know about that unless she'd seen the episode? And if she had seen the episode, how can she still be supporting Mike like this?
I have friends in California, honey. I'll help you out because that's crazy.
And I have a few in Panama too. And they're not crazy like me.
The irony of Kim, who, let's not forget, bought Usman expensive gifts, and also Yasmin, who, let's not forget, met Gino on a sugar daddy website, offering to hook Mike up with another woman because somehow poor little Mikey is being taken advantage of. Well, the whole thing is just crazy to me. And things only get worse when Mike's friends Nelsie and John get invited to come onto stage.
John and Nelsie are now going to join us to tell us how they feel about Mike and Ximena's relationship.
Esa yo la odio.
Sean's first question to them.
How do you see their relationship?
Just the same way everybody sees it. She's just with him because of her money. He is buying her love. Or whatever it is. Not love, because this is not love.
He's buying her attention.
Companionship.
And then comes the inevitable question. Mike, are you still paying for her?
Mikey, in all this time, have you continued helping her financially? And if your answer is yes, like to what extent? How much?
He doesn't even know. He lost
Rent,
count.
food.
Now, don't get me wrong, Ximena is far from perfect, but I don't buy into this argument that they're all presenting that Mike is being taken advantage of. He's not. He wants to pay for her because he mistakenly believes that it gives him some kind of control over her. Ximena is forced to deny that she's with Mike just for the money, but she's unable to give a convincing answer as to why she is with him.
Ximena, to a lot of people, it seems like you're just in this relationship with Mike for the money.
No.
Why are you with Mike?
Él me dio la mano desde un comienzo.
No, he didn't give you the hand. He gave you everything. Not just the hand. He
The hand,
literally
the
gave
foot.
you everything. You can't even tolerate his farts.
And on that topic of farts, when Ximena tries to explain that it's kind of off-putting when the guy you've only known for 1 or 2 weeks farts on you while you're kissing, Nelsie latches onto that and says you may have only known him for a couple of weeks, but you were bleeding him dry for a year.
Sí, 1 semana, 2 semanas tratando de vivir juntos y 1 año chapeándolo, 1 año cogiéndole todo su dinero.
And by this point, having put up with all of these attacks, I can only assume by her answer that Ximena's just had enough.
Sí, puede ser así como tú lo quieras decir.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God.
Oh, no, she just admitted it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Did she bleed him dry? Yes. But do I have any sympathy for him? No, because he's been using his money, voluntarily giving it to her, as a way of trying to entrap her into marrying him. It's very difficult to have sympathy for a guy like that. But, yet again, off the back of her admission, everyone starts to attack Ximena.
And I think you guys that are close to him as his friends, it is your duty to make sure that you save this guy. If I'm in America, believe me, I will do something. Does that lady, did she use voodoo on you? Because it is clear she didn't love you. She said it.
Apparently her vagina's got voodoo.
Leave her and move on.
She's just not worth it. She's just not.
She did not.
When Nelsie calls Ximena a gold digger to her face, Ximena has enough and walks off, leaving Mike looking increasingly stressed out and giving other cast members even more opportunity to stick the knife in.
Y tú eres una chapeadora.
Stop.
Y chao, se acaba.
Before you got here, she even said she was gonna give me that second chance.
Second chance?
Give you a second chance?
What did you do wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong.
Second chance what? What does that mean? You gotta send her a direct deposit?
Eventually, after a couple of minutes of everyone bashing Ximena, she returns, and she makes it clear she's not going to stand by while everyone attacks her. But immediately, the attacks continue.
Yo no voy a seguir acá, de que ellos todos digan lo que ellos quieren decir. No sé por qué se meten en una relación de dos.
Esto es una relación de una, porque la persona que tú estás...
Shut up!
Sean's face says it all. Ximena was back for approximately 5 seconds, and now we've got an argument between Nelsie and Mike.
Do not tell me to shut up.
Then just leave.
So then I leave.
Nelsie, sit down.
And good luck with her.
So, with Nelsie leaving and Ximena also having stormed off for a second time, Sean takes the opportunity to ask Mike,
Mike, if we get Ximena back, what do you want to say to her?
I just want to say that I'm my own man. I can make my own decisions. I still want to go to Cartagena and see what happens.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that basically Mike saying, I'm my own man, if I want to pay her and see her, I will do. Ximena eventually returns again, sporting an outfit change and a mask. Props to whichever camera crew had to chase her down the road to get her back again. John asks her one simple question, and her response speaks volumes.
Would you want a woman to do what you're doing to Mike, to your 2 sons? Would you want that?
No, nunca.
But when Sean then asks Mike, well, what do you want her to change?
Mike, what do you want Ximena to change?
It's laughable how the only thing he can come up with from all of her red flag behaviour is, I'd like her to speak English.
To really put in the effort to learn English.
There you go, Ximena. Learn Inglés.
I'll help you.
Lo he intentado, pero me parece difícil.
Yo ayudo.
When Ximena is asked if she's really serious about their relationship and giving things another shot, she responds by saying,
Sí, yo quiero intentar las cosas, sí, señor. Quiero intentar las cosas ahora que estamos en Cartagena. Bye.
With that, Ximena is off again, and Mike is left desperately clinging on to what she said.
Ximena just made you, I guess, somewhat of a promise that she was going to try to make this a better relationship. And how did you feel about what she said?
I felt a lot better. I put all my effort into it, so I'm glad that she's going to definitely try too.
And the sight of Mike crying causes everyone to once again praise Mike for being such a great guy. It's like no one can see through his nice guy act. It's infuriating.
Stop crying, Mikey.
Bro, it's difficult for me to cry, but you're about to make me cry, I swear.
Yes.
Nelsie then returns to the stage, and she's now the third lady offering to hook Mike up with someone new.
Nelsie, welcome back. You got really upset at that moment. What would you like to say to him?
Wake up. Let's go to DR. Let's find you a Dominican girl.
But again, Mike is left clinging on to that hope that maybe, just maybe, Ximena's gonna change.
But she did say, you guys did hear it. She did say she's gonna try.
Mike,
yeah, and we really hope she does. We're really
I
rooting
think she
for
will.
That a miracle can happen and she can fall in love with you.
When Sean brings proceedings to a close, we join the cast members backstage giving their final pearls of wisdom to Mike.
I have some hope.
Yeah. It's always good to have hope.
You know, you cannot let someone trample all over you like that. You gotta stand up for yourself.
And to end the episode, we see Mike call Ximena, get told off for inviting Nelsie.
Hola, Ximena.
Reiterating to her that he's his own man who makes his own decisions.
Tú y yo trabajar solo, no mis amigos. Este es nuestra relación.
And asking her to tell him one more time that she's gonna try really, really hard.
Trabajar muy duro en Cartagena, en la relación. She does care for me, she does love me. Just that she puts a hard shell outside because of all the that she's been through.
Oh, Mike, it's just so pathetic. And what's also pathetic is why no one held him responsible and accountable for his actions. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favour, hit that like button to show your support. If you're not already, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next video.